I hope you're doing well today. I hope you have nothing but good health, prosperity, a strong mindset, and a healthy vision for the future. I feel like there's not a lot of things in life that you can really call your own, right? Things that really belong to you. Your house isn't yours for the most part. The government owns it. Your car isn't yours. The government owns that too. Even your income, right? The money that you make isn't really yours because the government will take money from you anyways. But one thing that I do believe is 100% yours are your dreams, right? The things that you want to achieve in your life. Everybody's got a different definition of what success looks like. For some people, success is more modest. It's something that's regularly comfortable, stable, and not too high barrier to entry, right? Some people just want a regular job that gives them the benefits that they're looking for, a consistent 40 hours a week, and they're happy, right? Other people want Lamborghinis and Mercedes trucks and mansions, and that makes them happy. If you dream of something really big and hard to achieve, the sacrifices you have to make to get to that point are going to be a lot more than someone who doesn't have the same level of ambition, right? And this isn't to say that materialism is the way or that it's better, but it is just the truth of the matter that it takes a lot more work to accomplish bigger goals. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to give up things that become more and more and more important to you, right? In the beginning, it might be something like sleep, right? Sleep is important. And then it might devolve into friendships, right? And then you might lose some friends to following your ambition. And the next stage would probably be, relationships. And then it could even go to your family. It's not always a personal attack to those people, but sometimes it's a necessary exchange. And it can hurt. It's not a personal thing. But sometimes growth requires pain, Whenever you get bigger, there's growing pains. There's going to be some dreams that are very hard to reach. And because they're hard to reach, while you work towards them, you won't see a lot of progress, especially in the beginning. And that can become very daunting. And it can make you feel like it's not worth the effort. But the truth is, you won't know. And if it means something to you, you have to keep fighting for it, no matter what that comes with, And there's going to be people in your life, maybe even great people, that don't see the future that you see, or that don't share the same vision that you have. And even though you might really, really want them around, the truth of the matter is that sometimes it just doesn't fit in the grand scheme of things, especially when it comes to changing your environment, right? I feel like the most consistent and reliable way to see progress in goals that you have is having a different environment and committing to it. And that can kind of change who you are as a person, because now you have to adapt to the new situation. There's a cost. Ambition has a cost. And the cost of ambition is sometimes isolation. And the reality of the situation is that cost can slowly rise in prices. And you have to be willing to kind of pay the price. And even though the exchange of value is uncertain and you could be making the wrong decision, if you never try, or if you give up on the one thing that you can have ownership of in your life, you've essentially given up on your opportunity to become what you truly want to be. You might not gain people's approval. You might have people dislike you, and then you might have people that you really like fall off, and it's just kind of the price you got to pay. So it's not about a personal vendetta against them. It's just the reality of the situation. It's a long game, and reality is that success is a journey, not a destination. So do your best and keep fighting the fight that you have in your life, right? Because at the end of the day, everything will happen for a reason. So watch this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.